This is the longest ski tour in the Alps, east to west from Vienna to Nice, and the story of 7 athletes who boldly accepted the challenge of conquering it. Their aim? Not just survival, but to complete the journey faster than the pioneers of 1971, whose adventure took 40 days.
Ganz grob gesagt sind es 2000 Kilometer. Das bedeutet einen Schnitt von 2000 Höhenmeter täglich.
Taking on this unique expedition is South Tyrolean Tamara Lunga, regarded as one of the best alpinists in the world.
Meine Schwächen sind sicherlich keine Geduld und ich bin risikobereit.
And German ski mountaineer and speed specialist Philipp Reiter.
Sobald es eine Zeitvorgabe gibt, und die haben wir mit 40 Tagen, ist es ein Rennen.
Sie müssen sehr viel Spürsinn aufbieten.
They're joined by expert athletes from 4 other countries.
I like suffering. I'm good at suffering.
2 of them are mountain guides from the US, Janelle and Mark Smiley.
It's kind of the essence of adventure. The things that I'm worried about, avalanche conditions.
Das wird sicher die größte Herausforderung.
And from Switzerland, extreme mountaineer Bernhard Hug. 80,000 meters of altitude lie ahead of them, and the entire Alpine region from east to west. Catalonian ultra trail world champion Nuria Picas has also accepted the challenge.
For me, it's the biggest project in my life.
As well as Austrian ski mountaineer Rbdlw.
Das Projekt kann sehr extrem werden.
Abenteuer wird es auf jeden Fall.
This will be bigger than anything I've done.
The hardest skiing expedition in the world. It's the first day of the tour. Camped at the foot of the Racks, 80 kilometers south of Vienna, the team make its final preparations with an air of anticipation. Just like in 1971, the expedition starts at the foot of the Racks, one of the traditional mountaineering areas considered local to Vienna. Between here and the finishing line in Nice, a distance of 2,000 kilometers and an elevation of some 80,000 meters, the team must cover 80 kilometers and up to 5,000 meters of altitude every day. That the team barely knows each other is both unsettling and exhilarating. None of the athletes know what it means to cross the Alps within 40 days, or what to expect from the region's unpredictable conditions.
Jetzt würde ich bitten, dass wir die ready to go? Head down on the mountain! Yes! Guns are ready!
Spirits are high, but the conditions could not be worse. The weather is truly miserable, and with little improvement forecast, waiting is not an option. In near zero visibility, the 7 athletes try to feel their way across the sprawling Racks mountain range. Five motorhomes follow the team as their mobile base camp. From here, expedition leader Heli Putz is able to monitor the routes of the athletes. The first day proves to be much tougher than anyone anticipated. Almost 3,000 meters of elevation in 9.5 hours.
Und jetzt die letzten Kilometer sind echt scheiße gewesen. Und dann bin ich halt allem wie gestresst gewesen. Dann hatte ich das Problem gehabt, noch selber. Dann ist mir wieder das Fell angegangen, dann habe ich es wieder gemäht und ja, bin ich allem eher ein bisschen hinten nachgehinkt. Und das ist noch halt auch für den Kopf hauptsächlich mental anstrengend. Aber jetzt mal ein bisschen meditieren und schlafen und das.
The difference between the athletes couldn't be bigger. Philippe and David are the youngest members of the team, willing to wear only lightweight racing suits in their more practical pursuit of summits. Tamara, on the other hand, approaches the world's largest mountains thoughtfully and tactically.
Well, I think you get drastic and you cut the boot, and that's exactly what she's doing. So, and then
Or go or die. Bevor wir stressen.
Ja, wir haben jetzt noch ungefähr 4 oder 5 Stunden und eigentlich war die Ansage, wir wollen nicht nochmal ins Dunkle. Und ja, uns läuft die Zeit davon.
I don't know. Sometimes David likes to go fast more than the right way. We have an expression, go slow to go fast. If you're going the wrong direction, it doesn't matter how fast you're going.
The disparity between the team members becomes immediately apparent. Though everybody agrees a successful trek across the dangerous and demanding Alps is only achievable as a group, a long day has split them up. David, Philippe and Bernard arrive at base camp without the others.
Und das Problem ist halt dann echt, wenn jemand nicht weiter tut, es ist saukalt. Du kannst da nach 2 Minuten warten, da stehst du so oben und das ist dann echt ein Problem.
Well over 60 minutes later, after 15 hours out in the open, the rest of the team arrives.
It's way too big, for sure. The leaders for today underestimated how much it was. Yeah.
It was so dangerous because you could also die.
It doesn't feel like a team at all. Didn't yesterday, and it really didn't today.
And I just learned if the shit hits the fan, I'm the one that goes to jail because I'm the mountain guide.
You guys dropped people that were like falling back. You don't do that in the mountains. Like, you just don't do that. But if it's just time, gotta go, no breaks, we can't sustain that for 40 days.
Of course you can't leave someone behind and just go. But it's not what we did.
Yes, it's the normal.
And it's going to be 4.5 every time.
But it's day 3, and I don't know if we make it to Nice when we are in this pace.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
it's a problem.
It is a problem. And so the thing is, do we split the group, or do we keep just banging our heads against the wall?
Yeah.
Because someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Just a short meeting.
Let's go.
Yep.
Despite the talk, the mood remains tense.
Jeder, der am Berg geht, weiß, du brauchst jemand, wenn du gemeinsam unterwegs bist, wo das Tempo ungefähr gleich ist. Weil sonst ist einfach für den, der langsam ist, es mühsam, weil der hat nie Zeit, der ist immer in Hektik. Und wenn der schnell ist, der steht sich die Füße im Bauch, muss immer warten.
Ich würde mir wünschen, dass es etwas Alpinistisches ist, weil im Vordergrund das tolle Abenteuer steht. Und so ist halt die Gruppe ziemlich zerrissen und die was ein bisschen langsamer sein, fühlen sich fast schuldig, dass sie nicht mit Jahren mithalten können und die anderen logisch müssen warten und nachher, ja, ist halt ein bisschen eine ungute Situation.
Almost without stopping by day 4, the team has cleared 10,000 meters in altitude, though the permanent pressure is taking its toll.
I feel like a panda.
Wir sind jetzt 4 Tage gegangen und wir haben noch nie keinen Berg gesehen. Also immer nur Schneiden und Nebel und so weiter. Halt nur um die Kilometer runter zu klocken. Und das ist nicht so, dass ich mich nicht gut fühle. Also ich habe schon Power im Körper. Und ich bin einfach nicht mehr, also durch den Geschwollensein kann ich einfach nicht mehr so gut die Füße abbiegen. Ja, mir tut es leid, wenn ich es lassen müsste, aber wenn es so ist, dann ist es so.
The team already has more than 200 kilometers and almost 11,000 altitude meters behind them as they continue over the Merchsteg and Seewiesen towards Green Lake. After 4 days of whiteouts, the sun finally shines. The group aren't together to enjoy it, however, divided again thanks to their difference in pace. Philippe, David and Bernard forge on ahead, while the others fight to keep up. Nuria in particular is starting to feel her limits.
I have still pain on my feet, but not like yesterday.
Wir haben uns jetzt ein bisschen getrennt, weil wir wissen unten nicht genau, wie es ist auf der Langlaufloipen, weil die sind ein bisschen schwächer und jetzt wir halt stärker und dann profitieren sie auch davon.
Wir müssen ja oft einfach immer wieder ein bisschen warten und das geht halt schon ein bisschen auf die Nerven.
The first big summit of the trek, the Dachstein, awaits the athletes on day 6. With 5,000 meters of altitude and 70 kilometers of terrain to negotiate, today is critical. The route to Rbdlw demands physical and psychological grit.
Heute ist ein irrer Tag. Ich glaube, schöner kann man es nicht mehr.
Mit der Sonne ist schon was ganz anderes. Also da, das ist ein Weltenunterschied.
Yeah, give it a show here.
This is the small one.
Oh, it's the small one.
Und dann tippen wir auf uns.
So, holen wir die Mädels ein, oder?
Ja. Kann sich nur um Sekunden handeln.
The beautiful weather simply shines more light on the team's issues. The looming Dachstein threatens to further expose the gulf inability. And at the Rbdlw, the team make it official. They'll go their separate ways.
You guys can go the pace you deserve to go, because it's not fair for us to hold you back. So for me, if we split, it's better.
So, und jetzt geht's in. Jetzt trennen sich unsere Wege. Alle haben wir ein Smile auf dem Gesicht.
Let's go.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Eine Pizza.
Oh, I'm so happy, guys. Really? We are free. So, picnic. Haha. Oh, I feel like I liberate myself from a boyfriend I don't want anymore.
Also das ist war echt richtig scheiße hier.
David, Philippe and Bernard emerge from the freezing darkness and reach Rbdlw. Tamara, Mark, Janelle and Nuria only make it to Schladming.
Und dann sind wir vor vollendete Tatsachen stellen. Und ja, jetzt müssen wir nachher, wenn wir uns ein bisschen gesettelt haben, dann mit denen reden, wie wir weitermachen. Das müssen wir schauen.
Day 7 and the slower group fights their way towards Rbdlw to join the pace setters. The next milestone for the team is one they'd be wise to tackle together. As they continue towards Heiligenblut in Kempten, the biggest obstacle of the adventure stands in their way: the mighty Großglockner. Punctuated by huge glaciers and treacherous trails, it's make or break. Recent snowfall and a high danger of avalanches means the team have to plan their way to the summit with expert precision.
It's gonna be chilly, right? But it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
I think
We
7.
need 4 hours to get up at least, 4 or 5 hours.
They agree to set off at 6:30 in the morning.
Und wir müssen jetzt halt echt auf die Hinterfüße machen. weil wir nicht so viel Zeit haben. Oder sagen wir mal, es ist besser, wenn wir schnell sein.
The team find common ground in the face of the enormous task ahead and cast their disagreements aside. The weather holds up and each athlete tries to find their own rhythm. Suddenly, beneath the Rbdlw, the weather changes. Ice-cold wind takes grip and clouds appear to signal more fresh snow.
Ja, es war so lange Anstiege, jetzt sind wir 5 Stunden 15. Jenny und ich haben eigentlich immer gespurt und deswegen da sind die anderen jetzt ein bisschen weiter hinten, weil wir sind voraus.
An hour later, the rest of the group reaches Rbdlw.
The climb up there is huge. It's 10,000 feet from the valley floor. And there aren't too many mountains out there where you have that much relief from valley to summit.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited about going up this mountain. On top of the highest mountain in Austria. I tried to say the name, but I keep forgetting.
But the team dynamic proves to be as changeable as the weather.
So, Nuria does not want to go to the summit, Tamara?
You go?
Okay, Nuria not, Tamara yes, Mark yes, David yes, Chanel? Okay, so Nuria, you stay here.
Oh, I have to think about
No,
it.
Nuria, you can't think, you have to decide. You have to make a quick
I'm
decision.
putting my crampons, Philip.
Okay. Yeah, but no, because Bernie is already gone and the others are there. You have to make a decision and then you have to stay.
I'm putting my crampons, Philip. No.
No, but your decision is if you want to go or not.
I go. I'm wearing my
Yeah,
crampons.
but then we have to change again because
No, I didn't
because
change
Mark
again.
cannot take 5 people on the rope.
No?
No.
Yeah, but I just arrived and I
Take your time, Noria.
yeah, I have to take my time to put my crampons and everything. You wanna go?
Philip and Bernard chase down the summit.
And enjoy the mountain, Philip.
But the remaining group now must trek 5 to a rope. These are absolutely exceptional circumstances on the Glossglockner.
The mountain itself isn't so technical that you can't handle 5 people on a rope. And everyone is experienced enough that it's not like 4 bumbling clients or something. You have competent people that you're tied to. And so that gave me the confidence to, have that many people on a rope.
We're almost at the summit of Glossglockner.
The faster climbers hold fire and wait for Tamara, David, Mark, Janelle and Nuria to catch up so they can reach the summit of the highest mountain in Austria together. It's a picture postcard moment in this grueling quest. Over the next 3 days, with a high likelihood of potentially deadly avalanches in the Rbdlw Alps, the group changes course. From Matrei in East Tyrol, they head over the dry Herrenspitze and the Rbdlw to arrive in Mayen in South Tyrol. 3 days after summiting the Glossglockner, Nuria makes the agonizing decision to call it a day. The dangerous conditions are proving too much.
Everybody have different feelings about how dangerous it is. It was like a hell up there, and for me it's enough.
The spring-like conditions in Winzgau seem a world away from the perilous Glossglockner. From there, the team plans to reach Pitzpaulu, and Bernard sets them an ambitious goal.
Ich denke, dass es möglich wäre, morgen mit einer Monsteretappe die 4000er-Grenze fast zu knacken. Wir haben uns mal darauf geeinigt, dass wir um 3 Uhr losmarschieren wollen. Ich wäre gerne noch etwas früher, weil ich würde mir die Option offen lassen, um wirklich den Pitzpaulu machen zu können.
Well, I didn't quite understand why Bernie wanted to just race over and climb this mountain. To me, it seemed a little bit counter to the goal of getting us all to Nice.
Bernard sets an incredibly fast pace and leaves the rest of the group far behind.
Ich wäre gerne noch auf den Palu gegangen, aber jetzt ist einfach zu spät, eine Stunde zu spät. Aber ja, Entscheidungen muss man treffen.
It takes the others another 3 hours to reach the camp.
Scheiße. Nein, irgendwann kann ich meine Wehe auskurieren, aber nein, halt gut nicht. Müssen wir in einen nachrennen, das kann da auch hingehen.
With 69 kilometers and 3,560 altitude meters from Stevio to Rbdlw, day 17 was a huge challenge for the team. Day 18. Once again, the weather is bad enough to prevent the group from reaching the top of Rbdlw. Because of the rough conditions, they decide to ascend the Isla Persa instead, a smaller mountain next to the Rbdlw. From there, they ski down to St. Moritz. The team treks from St. Moritz over the frozen Lake Silvaplana to Splugen and the San Bernardino Pass. The weather finally improves, and the remaining 6 claim the Rheinwaldhorn.
Der Tag hat eigentlich gut angefangen, motiviert. Und heute in der Früh haben wir noch gestartet und auf dem Gipfel auch, und alles ist super gewesen. Ein schöner Sonnenaufgang, gewaltig.
Despite a great start to the day, Tamara's impetus fades with the reoccurrence of her injuries, and she descends the Rheinwaldhorn.
Jetzt haben wir so eine ganze scheiß Abfahrt hinter uns, und jetzt hat es mir total meine Schienbein gekillt. Jetzt weiß ich nicht, ob das heute noch etwas macht. Ah, scheiße. Jetzt will ich meditieren. For my shin it was just too much, because already the last 10 days I tried my best, but with all this effort all day long it's nearly impossible to heal this pain. I just decided to go for my health and not towards Nizza.
I see the light in your eyes like the stars. Oh, I don't have a choice. You are on another planet, maybe Mars. One of these years is gonna be hard. And hey, love, we're gonna be fine one day. And hey, love, we're gonna be fine one day.
I can't stop, I need you out there.
Tamara leaves the team in the midst of yet more poor weather, and again they find themselves fighting a lot of new snow and the threat of avalanches. Even Bernhard, who's now leading the team, has his doubts.
Aber wenn du von morgen mitgeht, dann gehst du die nächsten 4 Tage nicht.
Nein, mit dem Neuschnee, das kannst du
Scheiße! Ja.
Ja, das ganze Projekt ist in Gefahr. Ich weiß nicht, also von mir aus gesehen ist das vielleicht jetzt sogar gestorben. Das das ganze Projekt.
Like over it. I don't know what to do with these people. It's just so many, like, so much.
Yeah.
So much fighting.
I'm not super interested in getting to Nice by way of walking on a road.
The question was, are we more focused on the peaks or on arriving to Nice? That was the question. And I want to arrive in Nice.
Okay.
And he as well, and you as well.
But you are aware that if we go on like this, we will not make it in 40 days to Nice. Sure
You could
not.
still have an incredible adventure for the next
Yeah, but then I lose a lot of motivation.
Well, I think it's too soon to just throw the towel in. I think we have
I do
a
too.
lot of time.
Yeah.
I think we can still like keep this thing going.
The trail continues over the Simplon Pass to Zermatt. The weather is unpredictable and unsympathetic, and soon the way to St. Bernard becomes one of the biggest and most dangerous tests of the whole trip.
Oben war es halt brutal. Es war ein totaler Sturm und sowas habe ich noch nie erlebt. Bestimmt 100 km/h Wind, exponiert auf dem Gras. Ja, und dann haben wir gesagt, was machen wir jetzt? Du hast ja da jetzt nicht 10 Minuten Zeit zum Überlegen, sondern du musst eine Entscheidung treffen, und zwar sofort.
I'm just trying to hold on for my life.
Brutal.
Jetzt hat die Faust den Ski verloren.
Echt auch noch. Fuck. Das ist ja auf 3700 Meter, das ist ja kein Kindergarten mehr. Das heißt, wenn da irgendwas ist, ja, da bleibst du da oben. Also da bleibst du wirklich oben und die finden sie dann im Frühling wieder. Wir haben es überlebt. We are alive. It was tough.
On day 28 stands the final barrier on the way to Nice, the 4,810 metre high Mont Blanc. The team's goal is to climb the summit from Chamonix, then ski back down to the valley. They start their roughly 3,800 metre ascent at 3 in the morning.
So, boy, if we could get to the top of this, that would be really cool. Really cool.
Do you count or?
Yeah. With clients, I think I did. I think I did it 103 times.
Okay.
With a huge glacier to cross and the imminent danger of avalanches, the group recruits a local mountain guide to help, but as dawn breaks, it's already clear that he cannot keep up. What was meant to make them faster proves to be a weight that slows everybody down.
Really, the first difficulty was realizing that the local guide that we hired wasn't up for the task of keeping our pace, and Philip stayed back with the guide, and so then we were separated and we were going into another whiteout.
The main group presses on while Philip helps the struggling mountain guide.
Ich habe ihn 500 Höhenmeter hochgezogen bis zum Biwak. Das war gar nicht so einfach dann, weil es war auch dann keine, das war weiß, alles weiß. Ich habe keinen Track gehabt, irgendwie geschaut, die Spuren zu suchen.
We were fully in a whiteout. The wind was blowing probably 60 to 80 kilometers an hour, creating a ground blizzard that makes the whiteout even worse. And we're still trying to pick our way up along this ridge, and we're walking along, it's blowing and blowing, and then Benny's gone.
Oben war halt viel Wind, wir wussten das schon, aber die schlechte Sicht, zum Teil 2-3 Meter nur, das wurde gefährlich und ich bin einmal die Nordwand runtergestürzt.
That situation is legit, and we've lost friends because of similar situations.
Wir waren 100 Höhenmeter unterhalb vom Gipfel und haben gesagt, hey, wir können es eigentlich nicht mehr fahren. Du hast mir zweimal schon Glück gehabt und das dritte Mal kann es auch anders ausgehen und das ist definitiv nicht wert. Und dann haben wir einfach entschieden, wir drehen jetzt um. Es hilft einfach nichts.
Just short of the summit, but with their lives still in their own hands, the team decides to leave Mont Blanc. They might not have reached the top, but their ascent was a brave success. When a team of expert athletes like this calls it a day, you know it's time to stop. But it still takes courage and conviction to make the call so close to the summit. Nice is in touching distance, but there's still 300 kilometers to negotiate over the French Maritime Alps.
I think the biggest thing that kept me going is curiosity. As the seasons turned after Mont Blanc and the weather cleared, I'm happy to walk through the valleys and look at the little flowers that are popping up. It's been a really nice change.
Die letzten Tage waren jetzt wirklich schön. Endlich hatten wir Sonne, gutes, stabiles Wetter. Das hat wirklich so den Schluss noch ein bisschen jetzt vereinfacht auch.
Jetzt waren wir 36 Tage unterwegs, das ist natürlich irre. Das ist verdammt weit, das war ziemlich hart und ja, aber ist alles jetzt egal, weil jetzt sind wir da.
After 36 days, 1,721 kilometers and 89,644 meters of altitude, the 5 remaining athletes are finally able to feel the sands of Nice between their toes.
Schauen wir da am Strand, die Sonne scheint, die ersten paar Meter mit den Ski im Meer. Also auf die haben wir uns jetzt halt eigentlich die letzten 36 Tage gefreut.
And with their last few steps taking them into the warm Mediterranean Sea, these 5 companions complete the longest ski tour in the world together.
Oh, it's more heavier without Kamara.
I think Kamara did it last time alone.